the whole house behind me. That is unbelievable. The last time I was here, we had a couple of walls, the foundation was done, and we were talking about the next levels. I want to get into it so bad, but before I can do that, let's get into some specs. We have a very expansive piece of land here, so we want to make the most out of it. Of course, with the Going Green initiative by Fine Urban, we're going to retain as much green as possible and add on even more. But a few unique touches that we want to add is like having a pool, which we will get into as the video goes on, and we want to add a garage. This is one of those developments where you can have some limitations in terms of design because there is a sense of uniformity that needs to be adhered to. But when you're working with Fine Urban real estate construction and interiors, we're always going to manage to find a way to add in those unique touches so that even if you're going from this compound to any of the other ones around, you still feel like this one stands on its own and it's absolutely magnificent. Now you can see that some of that magnificence starts right from the outside. As we walk towards the entrance, I'll get more into that, but look at that entrance. Look at that entrance, it's incredible. So inside the house, we have 7 bedrooms. We have a home office. We have a lounge area that leads from the family room. We have an at-home gym and spa experience. And we'll get into all those amazing details right now. I want to race over to the parking area because this is such a unique touch that is actually going to contribute to the unique feeling of this house. We have extended it from the house so that our client has a smooth drive and a designated parking spot, but it's always a duality with us. We always want to make multifunctional spaces, and that's why not only is this a parking spot, but on top we will have the lounge area. Now as for the pool, you'll have to wait until we walk across to the other side and then we'll really get into that. Now let's go through this massive entrance. Try and look past the scaffolding, but look at the pillars, look at the shape and design of this entrance. But most of all, let's pay close attention to the dimensions. So this is where the main door will be, but we want to create that grand feeling. So you can see that we have a bottom part and the top part. That will be a window for the top floor, but this section will look really seamless so you really get that feeling of entering this grand mansion. I love how this house welcomes you. You can immediately get a touch of the curve of that staircase. I'm seeing sneak peeks into the living room and the dining area and beyond. But let's start with the home office. So right over here on my left, you walk in and then you have this spacious room that will really be helped by when we come in and customize all the furnishings and all the cabinetry that our client will need. But you also have a nice, lovely big window here looking out onto the garage, meaning the space will have a lot of light, but it'll still retain a sense of privacy just because it's by the entrance. So anyone who's coming in will go right to the living room and this will be a nice, cozy corner. So let's continue at this entrance, and the house opens up. We have a double volume experience. Oh my God, this is so wonderful. I'm just so tempted to just follow the trail up the staircase, and we have some space down here. As always, any staircase is going to have room underneath. For here, we want to create a linen closet. So once you have your clean linens, you can put them back. And now we're going to walk into the living room. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. That height, that sense of a house that is super open and really vast, that it just makes you want to run from corner to corner. So we are continuing with the theme of tall windows that we saw at the entrance. So we have a window over here looking out onto the front gate, and then you can see another one on top. We have another one right over there and another one on top, just making sure that you have more than enough light. And over here, we have the fireplace. You can always tell by how we have allocated that space, making sure that when it comes time to put in the fireplace, it already has the room in there. We already know the dimensions. We already know what kind of fireplace we want to have in there. And we continue with the big openings, nice big windows, and another one up on top. So you can see how we're not only introducing light at this level, but also on the next level. And we have another simple transition of a couple of steps into the dining space, and it continues. You can see how vast and open this space is, but something that really shines about this dining room, apart from the incredible space that we have here, is this opening. So this is going to work as an access out into the yard. I'm thinking with these dimensions, this must have been something that was a really personal touch by the client. So now we are walking into the kitchen, very open plan, big opening over there, meaning whatever light is in the living room or coming from the dining room is also pouring into the kitchen, but that doesn't mean we skimped on creating windows here. We also have a nice big window over here, and of course, this is where we're gonna have our sink, so you're here looking out and beyond, and we have the pool right over there. So we have a vast kitchen, and if you've been watching us long enough, you know that the customization does not just come from drawing out the plans and building the house, but it continues on into the furnishing stage. So it means this kitchen will be customized in terms of cabinetry and whatever appliances truly fit the client's lifestyle. So you'll see that as the project goes on. Let's continue on. I'd love to go this way and see the pool, because this is where you'd access it from if you're coming from this direction or this direction. But let's go this way and take a look at the room. So this floor has 2 rooms. This is going to be the first room. They're twin rooms, meaning they're kind of mirroring each other. So we've entered into the bathroom, and I can tell you through these dimensions, it is perfect. We have truly considered the placement of things. I can see where the sink is going to be, where the toilet bowl is going to be, and where the shower is going to be. And of course, the inclusion of these nice long windows, which I guarantee you, if you're looking from the outside, it creates great symmetry, but you can also see from the inside, it creates a lot of light and ventilation for smaller spaces like this. So now let's take a look at the room. This is an SQ, still very spacious. I can see like a 5x6 fitting really nicely in here. This person is gonna have a great view. We have a window, of course gonna have some cabinetry in here, and I want you guys to really stay tuned. Let's go and look at the twin room of this one, which is also an SQ, but I love the flexibility of these spaces where you could also have one of these rooms be the guest room. So for this one, you can see it's a very similar design. You walk in and you have your bathroom, you have your window, you have your layout, and that is a very important facet of what we do. No matter the dimensions of the bathroom, it's all about how you do the layout. So now we have the room here, same thing, similar design, nice big window, really spacious, high ceiling. We made sure that those ceilings were nice and high. So let us continue and explore. You can see the access point from the stairs. You can just, instead of going to the living room, you can just come here and access the rooms. And then we have another bathroom in this corner. This is going to be the common bathroom. It's nice and tucked away. Now let's head up. And as we're going up there, I just want to talk about how important it is to do a layout, when you're planning a layout, that it really works with your client's day-to-day needs. You never want a client who feels uncomfortable. So let's take our first steps up this beautiful curved staircase. And it looks like we have some provisions right over there. Stay tuned. If you want to see how this project goes on, stay tuned. Again, another floor that just opens up and welcomes you, and that's thanks to those windows. So you can really feel the full impact of how we made sure to have a 360 experience of light from all angles. It is just magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. So I'm going to follow this corridor. There's another access point on the other side, but here we are. Voila! This is our first experience of these lovely touches that we have added. We are going to have pocket doors for this family room, meaning when these doors are open, they're completely out of the way and they're not going to affect the aesthetics in any way, shape, or form. So now we are in the family room. Oh my gosh, this is huge. You would want a family room like this where everyone can gather and just be nice and cozy and chat away and watch a really nice TV show. You just have to appreciate the amount of space, the height of the ceiling, the amount of natural light that's actually pouring into the space thanks to these big wide openings. We have this massive window, we have that massive door I just came through. This is the other entry. You can see that's also really huge. So it really means that every house, the corner of this particular room is well lit and very welcoming. We have another big opening here, and this is what I was talking about when we were downstairs. Now we are on the lounge area that you can easily access from the family room. I love spaces like this. It's another example of how we take full advantage of creating areas where our clients can have an indoor-outdoor experience while still being in the comfort of their own home. They can look out into their compound. They can appreciate the beauty of the facade of their own house. Can't wait to see what kind of unique twist we're going to put on this particular house, because as I mentioned before, there are certain rules and regulations for this space, but we are aiming to still create a really unique experience. See, right over here, we have our Fundis who are hard at work to make sure that this project is meeting all the deadlines. So let's continue and see what else we can find on this floor. There's actually a room on this floor, so we're gonna head right over there and see what that looks like. And here we are. I know we definitely talked to the client and worked with them hand in hand to make sure that whatever dimensions we came up with were something that they felt comfortable in and also felt like their kids and their loved ones could really grow into this house with. So of course we were going to create so much space. Look at the size of this. This is a floor to ceiling window. Floor to ceiling, and then it takes up most of the wall. So honestly, you're not gonna find a dark space in this house. That is wonderful. And then just look beyond. You have so much green. You have beautiful views all around. It's wonderful. I'm seeing an opening right over here. It looks like this room is gonna have a bit of a balcony to it. This is quite nice. It actually extends from side to side. So this room will have a really extensive balcony, and they'll also have the views outside onto the pool. So as we go back inside, let's check out that bathroom. It is quite spacious, but I can tell by the design that there is something quite unique here. So I want to see how we're going to be able to tackle this, because I always talk about how effective a layout can be in the comfort of using a space. So I want to see how we're going to play around with the shape and actually make this as functional as possible. So when you see something like that, just know that it has been accounted for. So let's continue. We're about to head on upstairs. We have another room. Nice, big, spacious. I'm one of those people who would be like, I'd want the other room because it's spacious. But this one is also really spacious. It's not as big as that one, but I can see a really big bed fitting in here, having great customized cabinetry. They get to have a nice corner window over here. They also have the views out onto the pool. They also get to have a balcony area right over here. This also goes from end to end, very spacious. So let's look at the bathroom in this room. Well thought out, well planned. I'm seeing immediately we're gonna have the shower here. Appreciate that at this stage, most of the plumbing seems to already be done. And most of all, the ventilation and light in this space has been accounted for. We have this nice window, so nothing feels dark. I see another door before we head upstairs. We have this room. So in here, we will have the laundry room. You know, this is one of those rooms that you really need to work on the cabinetry to make it as efficient as possible. Figure out where you're gonna have your dryer and your washer, any counter spaces you might need for folding and ironing, if you're storing your detergents. You know, those are the types of things that we generally think about when we're figuring out the dimensions of a laundry room and its functionality and how it's going to interact with other spaces. There's just so much that goes on behind the scenes. So now we're gonna head on up. I want to pause, and of course, when it comes to staircases, we have to make sure that we have large openings like this. So during the day, it's clear as day. So not only are we making sure that each step is super even, we're also making sure that visibility is at the maximum. We're now arriving at the second and final floor, and this is one of the most exciting floors on this house. So we have this landing area. Right over here on my left, let's just traverse, we have what will be the gym of the home. It's quite spacious. We have continued that theme throughout. And This is the pros of working with a designer. We'll always make sure that every aspect of your house has plenty of space. So we have a big gym over here, nice big opening in the wall. That means you're getting a lot of light, you're getting the views as well. We have an exit here where you can step out into the balcony again and look at those views. And of course, no gym is complete without a place you can come and wash off the sweat or, get ready and do all that good stuff. So as we continue on, over on this side, we're gonna have the steam and sauna room. This would be my favorite part of this entire house. I talked about how we wanted to create a spa experience where the client never has to leave their house, and definitely this will make you feel like, you know what? I don't have to leave my house. I can just come in here and get a nice steam bath, chill in the sauna, and then you can also have friends to utilize these things in your house. So it is going to be such a wonderful addition, but also the continuation of the introduction of light into all these spaces. You can see that here the ceiling, the shape is a bit different, so it can be quite tricky to work with these spaces, but we have ensured that every space, no matter how unique the shape is still retaining that sense of openness and having a ton of light. And of course, it will affect how you feel relaxed in this space. So as we continue, we have another room here, a spacious room. We can see that the electrics are already in, the walls are sturdy, the windows are big, there's a lot of light in here, and we have niches in these rooms. It means there's going to be a purpose. But I have to say, if you want to see what we end up doing with these nooks and crannies, you have to stay tuned, because the next step, I'll be really able to get into depth about the plan of how we're designing and what we're actually using the smaller spaces for. Now let's take a look at the bathroom. I've said it time and time and time again, no matter how big your bathroom is or no matter how small it is, it's all about space planning. How are you setting up your fixtures? The bathrooms all have an adequate amount of space, and you can see the plumbing work is also in. I can see some markings here that says sink right over there, meaning over here we will have the shower, and then we can have the bathroom over on that side. So it's fantastic. High walls, big window, ventilation, light, important, important, important. So let's go back and now look at the pièce de résistance, the master bedroom. Oh, you can always feel it. I always say that time and time again. When you walk into a master bedroom, it opens up and it welcomes you and it wants to hug you. I love how much space we have accommodated for this room, and I know it's probably to the client's specification. I can even see that this master bedroom is going to have a fireplace. Oh, it is vast, but I'm really enjoying the fact that even at this stage when we have the roof above us, we still have so much light penetrating from end to end. According to the design, we made sure to have plenty of big windows. This room has a lot of light. So as we continue, we have more big spaces to look at. So over here, I can see that we will have a pocket door just like we have in the family room. That means when this door is open, it is tucked in and tucked away and is not in the way and affecting the design as well. So here we have walked into the walk-in of dreams. This is big, meaning this house will definitely grow with its owners. Whenever they're bringing things in that they love, they'll always have space for that. Nice big window, tons of lighting, and they love the transitions from space to space. So as I continue, I can see we're gonna have another pocket door feature, just making sure that each space has its own privacy. You can see it's a telltale. At this point, look out for these spaces between walls, because that's what will tell you if the area is going to have an ordinary door or a pocket door. So now we are walking into the master bathroom. When I was talking to our lead designer, he was telling me about how he wants this to be the most ultimate luxurious experience for the client, and that's why we went to the steam and the sauna and the home gym, just so that the client feels like they can do everything within their house. So we're going to do a big tub, and we're going to do a really high-end shower cubic. He was like, yes, we're definitely going to add those features, but it's going to be on another level. So not only are we going to have a state-of-the-art shower cubic, we're going to have a state-of-the-art jacuzzi and a steam and a sauna. Like, what kind of luxury could you ever want? Like, not only do you have those features for everybody that you love to enjoy throughout your house, but you also have them in your own master bathroom where you're just like, no, this is for me and my partner. It's our private area where we can just enjoy when it's just the two of us. So this is going to be such a fantastic bathroom, and I simply cannot wait to see when everything is coming into fruition. The sizes of your windows matter. That's why we ensured that when we were doing this design, we were talking to our client, explaining to them our reasoning for each and every detail, and that's how you end up with your true dream home. Hello guys, welcome back to Kamloops County. This is actually the same development as our 7-bedroom house with the pool and the home office and the sauna and the spa. So we have another project luckily within the same development, and I think that the news of good work can travel quite fast within a community, and to think that both of these clients are in the diaspora but trusted us with their piece of land to start construction from the ground up. This is another great example of what you can expect when you're working with fine urban real estate construction and interiors. This is a house that did not exist to this level when I was here. I remember I was wading through some shrubbery, just trying to get through and trying to get an image of what the plans were. But to see that we're here now and the foundation is down, I can see the walls are coming up, and it's now at a stage where I can come in and confidently tell you what we're thinking of the layout. Now, speaking of layout, a few specs. This is going to be a 2-story house. So we're going to have the ground floor and the first floor. We're going to have 4 rooms, 2 of which are going to exist on the bottom floor and then 2 at the top floor. All of these are things you're going to be able to see and follow along with as we continue. So I'm going to take this time to ask you guys to make sure you're subscribed so you can follow not only this project but all other projects that we're working on. I am super excited to get inside and get an idea of what's going to be happening in this beautiful, beautiful home. So this is going to be one of those projects where I ask you guys to dream along with me. I am at the entrance. So the idea is to create a layout that is unique to our client and something that feels very connected to how they plan to live in this house. Something that is quite unique about this house that makes it different from the other one is the fact that from this entrance, you're going to be able to see all the way through to the other end of the house. And I'm sure because of that design, that in terms of greenery and the environment, we're going to make sure that visually everything around this house is appealing. So you'd walk through, you have your foyer, you can kind of see the walls all around demarcating the different spaces. You would have your foyer. We're going to of course have a staircase, but you'll see as we continue where we're going to place that staircase. Over on this side, welcome to my home office / study. We love creating a flexible space. So if the client feels like they need a home office now, maybe later down the line they feel like they need a library, or later down the line they feel like they need a study, this is a room that can serve all those functions at different walks of life. Something I'm really enjoying is getting a sense of the sizes, like how big are the spaces. This looks quite spacious, and I can appreciate that I'm also seeing the dimensions in terms of windows. So that means we are continuing with that true essence of fine urban, of having big, lovely windows to invite all the natural light that is natural in this environment. So this house is also going to get a lot of light. So as we continue right across, you are easily able to access the kitchen area. And if you know us well, you know we love an open plan design. So we want to make sure that from your kitchen, it's easy to access the dining area and then also access the living section. So this would be this living section. You can see it's a bit sunken. So this is where you're gonna relax. And then we have our dining section right over here. And of course, you'll have your kitchen section over there. So you can see how all these spaces that kind of play a role into each other are super easily accessible, not only from the entrance, but no matter where you are. The open plan of this house is going to make it super easy to access all areas. You can see how easy it is to move from the living room into the dining, into the kitchen, or from the entrance directly into the kitchen or directly into the living room. Really, there's so many combinations of how you could approach different spaces. When you're thinking about building someone's dream home, it really does matter the layout. Think about the day in and day out of our clients living in these houses. Some people don't want their offices to be anywhere near where people will be going back and forth. Some people are like, no, I want to still feel like I'm in touch with people, so put it somewhere that's easily accessible. Yeah, and these are the things that we truly consider as a company, and that's why we pride ourselves on making sure that we're working hand in hand with the client, no matter where you are. I mentioned this particular client is in the diaspora. That doesn't matter. We do our due diligence to make sure that we are sending over all the information, getting all the approvals, putting in our suggestions, so that at the end of the day, once this house is complete, it truly has earned the title of dream home. So we are going to have a guest bedroom right over on that side, and then we're going to have some SQs on this side as well. Let's do this. Because I know it can be difficult walking around a site like this and getting a good idea of what we're planning, I want to actually take a closer look at the plan. So let's get the plan and see all the words written down, and you can see exactly what I'm trying to explain. So according to this plan that we have laid out, I talked about the entrance. This is where we came in through. I was able to show you the door. We walked into the foyer, and as you can see here, we have the staircase. It looks like it's also going to have a curvature to it. Over here on the left, we have the study room that I said that could also be transformed into a home office. And then right over there, we have the entrance into the kitchen area. You can see by how we've demarcated, this means that it's going to be an open plan, so it's easy to transition between these two spaces. And you can see if you were to go directly into the foyer and just go straight, you would end up into the sunken lounge. From the dining into the living room, easy transitions all throughout. This were special requests by the client. I can also see we're going to have the bathroom. That's where the common bathroom would be. And then we also have the guest room that I pointed out earlier, the extensive use of verandas. Fine Urban always talks about how we like to create outdoor experiences. So of course it makes sense that we would allocate so much space to having verandas in this particular project. And as we go beyond, I can see there's an access from the kitchen to a private area right over here where I can see we have the SQ, there's a bath, there's also a Porsche right over there. And then we have a laundry, wood storage, and a pantry. Of course, no kitchen is complete without a pantry. Now, I'm sure as the project goes on, we'll be able to see the next floor and see the full plans. As I mentioned, it is a 4-bedroom property. So there's so much more work to be done, but this is a really exciting stage for me because I know next time we come, it's gonna be a full house with a roof on top. So guys, in order to see how this particular project is going to progress and actually take us to task, make sure that you are subscribed. I want you guys to leave your comments down below. Look, what do you think about this project? And then compare the two houses and see, are we implementing the exact same design to both houses, or which layout do you actually prefer? I'm waiting to see your opinions, and I'll see you guys in the next video.